The third challenge on becoming healthy, wealthy, and wise is life pressures and life experiences. I already know that you're a hard worker, but are you a good multitasker? My wife thinks she is, but guess what? We all suck at multitasking. What my wife is really good at is doing one thing first and then moving on to the next and then on to the next. That's how she gets it all done. Multitasking has become one of the habits that has consumed us more than ever, but it is also the number one killer of our productivity and the illusion that this is possible. Have you ever been on a conference call and tried to do your email or chat with someone that's texting at the same time? How'd that work for you? According to NASA, multitasking decreases your IQ by 10 points. Being stoned decreases your IQ by 5 points. Maybe this is why multitasking is so addictive. Stop multitasking for 1 week. When you're on your phone, be on your phone. When you're in a meeting, be in the meeting, not on email or scrolling or texting. Just be 100% present and see what happens to your stress level and your ability to focus. You'll see your quality of work just increase as well. Multitasking makes us feel busy, and we love being busy. To many, it's a status symbol. You ask someone how they're doing. Hey, John, how you doing? Busy, man. Real busy. How busy do you feel? Being busy feels great, but it's a distraction. It's an actual addiction. I understand this addiction. I remember walking really fast around the office with memos in my hand, trying really hard to look busy. But being busy actual equals being lazy. We're putting off the stuff that needs to get done and replacing it with trivial work such as email, memos, and stuff that is replaceable. The truly successful are not busy, unless they're new parents driving their kids to hockey rinks and baseball diamonds and soccer fields. No, the truly successful carefully guard their time while the majority trade their time in for dollars. You can't get it all done. Just let it go. You can achieve anything when you stop trying to do everything. And you can only control what you can control. Are you paying attention yet? Listen to this following statement a couple of times. Maybe you got to replay it, but listen. It's never been so easy to be successful as it is today, but it's never been so easy to be distracted. We are constantly bombarded with constant distractions of social media, solicitations, TV, and the fear-mongering news. What do you see on social media? What do you post? Generally, it's the pictures of vacations, buying some new toy, having fun. It's usually our best lives. This is keeping up with the Joneses on steroids. But we don't get to see what is behind the curtain. You've read chapter 1. You now know the stats and the true reality. I find this is a picture here. If you can't see it, if you're listening to this, it's a couple just in their beds staring at their phones, but their phones are removed from the picture, and it just shows how strange the world has become. Solicitations and distractions are now reaching out to us. We're not achieving more. We're just speeding up the treadmill. Our devices are now wagging the dog. Our brain is over 200,000 years old, but we are becoming overstimulated and overstressed. It's how you use these tools and not how they use you that will affect your ability to maintain your financial independence. When you ask people what the largest money wasters are, most will answer designer labels, fast food, fancy vehicles, and addictions. Now, there's some truth to this, But all this spending can be directly linked to our need to compare ourselves to others. Social media and TV are not free. There's a huge cost caused by the news, cable, and social media that we follow to our psyche and to our pocketbook. Our monkey brain loves this crap, but you gotta stop it. Consumer culture is very good at making us want more, more, and more for yourselves. Social comparison is the real problem here. We feel like enough is never enough. We always feel like we need more. Because of the infinite amount of things we can see and now know, there is also an infinite number of ways that we can discover that we don't measure up, that we're not good enough, that things aren't as great as they could be. We are never content. Even those that have already been successful are not immune. A prime example is Bernie Madoff. He was extraordinarily successful as a legitimate business owner before he followed the wrong path of becoming one of the biggest fraudsters of all time. FTX owner Sam Bankman-Fried recently took over that title. The problem with Bernie, he was comparing himself to these hedge fund managers that were making 10 times what he was making, and he went down that path of becoming a crook. Here are a couple of invaluable assets that we should strive to compare ourselves to. One being reputation. The second being freedom and independence. Family and friends. Being loved by those whom you want to love. And happiness. Now, we can all achieve these highly invaluable assets, but often we have become too busy to even pay attention. I hate being the bearer of bad news here, folks, but you are going to die someday. Everyone you know is going to die. And maybe, just maybe, instead of trying to do it all and being busy, it's time to focus on what's truly important to you. Here's another great question to help you stop trying to do everything and focus on what's important. Ask yourself, what's the one thing I can do, such by doing it, everything else will become easier or unnecessary? This is the focusing question from Gary Keller's book, The One Thing, a book that's in my top 5 and I highly recommend. Look, our goal is to get you to the top 10%, that fourth quadrant described in the introduction. If you're already part of the 10%, our goal is to get you to the top 10 of the 10% and to keep you there. And here's proof that anyone can be financially independent when you have the ability to focus on the right things. Ronald Read was a humble janitor who died in 2014 at the age of 92. He received media coverage because he left more than $8 million to his estate. He gave $2 million to his stepchildren, donated roughly $1.2 million to the hometown library, and another $4.8 million to the memorial hospital that he worked at. Talk about leaving a legacy and proof that anyone can be financially independent. It takes courage not to follow the herd and to be part of the 90%. There will be challenges, naysayers, and people that talk behind your back. There may even be fights along the way. Now, I've never been much of a fighter. I have a 2-1 record, and I quickly learned that I hate fighting after my first fight in junior high. I didn't like hurting the other fella, and I didn't like being hurt myself. I'm actually allergic to pain. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time for the other 2 fights in my 20s. But over time, I learned that some things are worth fighting for. Your career, your family, your relationships are all worth the fight. Almost everything else is not. Now, when you're in a party and you walk out of the room, most of the times in the East Coast here, if the party's in the kitchen, so if you walk out of the kitchen, what are people going to say about you? What do you want them to say? When it's all said and done, what do you want to be said of you? Have it be said that you fought the good fight. You fought for your children. You fought for your health. You fought for your team. You fought for your company. You fought for what is right. Now, it doesn't matter that you won every fight. It matters that you fought. You fought for your reputation. You fought for your word. You fought for your success. Let it be said that you fought the good fight without having to fight at all. Now that you know the current situations as most Canadians and have a basic understanding of how our brain works and where our unconscious bias towards money and success comes from, it's necessary for you to break free of the herd. You can now limit the distractions and focus on the solution to reach and maintain financial independence, to become that even more healthy, wealthy, and wise person you already are. How do we increase our relationship with money and success? What are the steps to design an even better future without increasing risk and sacrificing lifestyle along the way? It all starts with mindset. This leads to the motivation, which leads to the proper methods. This is all covered in great detail in Section 3, the design. So what's the point? The 3 big reasons why we feel the way we do about money and success is the way our brain works, our upbringing, and lifestyle experiences, which are all but ignored by the financial industry and are the main reason why you are at where you are at. Armed with this knowledge, we can reshape our relationships with our money and our success, create positive habits, and redirect our focus towards what truly works and align ourselves with our financial and life goals. We can all reach financial independence while enjoying life and creating more impact, easier and faster. The upcoming section, the design, will turn your knowledge into actionable steps to help you design an even better future where you can become and stay healthy, wealthy, and wise. Please note, I only briefly mentioned addictions as being a high cost due to constant solicitations and distractions by today's media and our culture. The cost of addictions can be crippling. We have a 30-day challenge that is used primarily for alcohol, but it can be used for any addiction. More details about the 30-day and 90-day challenges can be found on our website, designanevenbetterfuture.com, under the resources tab.